Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. We are live here in the spiritual directory, and we are here in place of wonderful Leonie, who is having a couple of weeks off. So I have invited my good friend and Leonie's good friend Magda to give me a hand for today's program. We have a technical challenge, and if you've been with us over the last couple of weeks, we had these once before. So I can only hear myself, and I cannot hear Magda at all. So we are flying blind. So let me pop in. Let me know if anybody else can hear me. If you've just popped in, then let me know in the chat. Let me see here. Good morning, Janine, all the way from Tasmania. How is the weather down there? Because I believe it was quite chilly down in Melbourne yesterday. So it's going to be interesting because I cannot hear what Magda is going to contribute. So this could be the shortest ever time that we're having. Hi, Julie, from all the way from Northern Victoria, and Jodie Ann. So good. Hi, Sue. Good to have you on as well. So wonderful. So we have no idea how to fix this problem at all with our mics or with my speaker. It should be. So yeah, I'm flying blind. I might just try different ones while we're talking. Let me try a different one and see whether that is going to make any difference whatsoever. Anyway, right. So today we are going to be speaking about Magda, can you speak so we can see if we can hear? So can you pop in the chat if you just heard Magda? Interesting. Can't hear Magda either. Oh, goodness. No, unfortunately. No, can't hear. Oh, all right. Maybe, Magda, you need to have a check on your mic. Hi, Gina. Lovely to have you here. Just bear with us while we've got these technical problems. Okay, guys? Awesome, awesome. All right, let me just check. You're unmuted. And you're just going through your mics. Maybe take your earphones out, and maybe have you got a mic on your screen? Anyway, that's what we try to do. Awesome. All right, guys. So what we're going to be talking about today is a sense of boundaries. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Sienna. Boundaries. And haven't we heard a lot about boundaries just recently? Boundaries where we couldn't do things that we normally do. Boundaries for all our Victorians. Our heart goes out to you because, of course, you've really physically been restricted in your movements. And how has that made you feel? Maybe pop that into the chat. How does that make you feel, being so restricted and not being able to go out? Those are kind of, physical boundaries. And we're talking also about the boundaries that we can set around ourselves. And I think that's really kind of the key for today's discussion, is really just looking at what can we do? Because what happens? Sometimes people just try and invade your space, whether that's physically, emotionally, mentally, emotionally. And that is is going to be the topic of the conversation today. And of course, we're going to be reaching out to our amazing oils, and we have got some amazing cards. Now, our cards are different. Magda and I, luckily enough, we have both the same set of cards. So we are going to be working with these beautiful cards that have been produced by Quinn Curtis and Ashley Miller, some amazing women in the US who we absolutely love and adore, and they have married up affirmations and beautiful feelings with the oils. And so these are the cards that we are going to be using. I'm just trying to think. Oh, that's right. Fueled with joy. Now, don't we just need more joy right now? Okay. So fueled with joy is going to be awesome. So if you, let me throw in the comments here.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. We still can't hear you. Oh.
I changed my mic preference.
And I don't know what else we can do. Nope. So Gina's saying if you're using two screens, make sure the laptop sound is used, not the second monitor screen. So I have no idea how all that works.
Any better?
Anyway.
Can you hear me now?
Samantha, yes, it's been very, very difficult for sure. And Sue, I know that you've just been in for your second knee replacement. You're all the way up into Toowoomba. So you're going to be grounded for a while. Absolutely, movement and things like that. So Julie, you've been feeling restricted and stuck and locked down and frightened. And definitely, I think, especially the frightened aspect of feelings, when we can't exercise our freedom, how blessed are we to have this freedom that we can just choose to jump into a car, choose to do whatever we want to do. And when that is all of a sudden restricted, it kind of reminds us of, okay, well, maybe if this never changes, maybe if this situation is going to be permanent, those kind of things. So, and, you can't see your family, you can't see your friends, you can't just do what you normally do. So I guess we have been so enormously blessed to have that freedom of choice. If I want to get into the car, I can do that. So yeah, it's stuck. And I think it's just, it is definitely very, very tough. So I can hear Magda say someone. Magda, that must be Leonie. You can hear her now? Okay, great. So I just can't hear you. All right, there we go. Next, Nikki, you've had some carpal tunnel surgery. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you feel trapped and helpless and weak. Okay, so we have that sort of physical sense of boundaries. And guys, we've got the cards here. So whoever wants to have their cards read today, where's my book? Here we go. Just pop that into the chat, and then we're going to be reading some cards. At least that's something we can do together because we've got exactly the same cards. So whoever wants to have their card read, just put that into the chat if you want. So that'll be awesome. Fibromyalgia, yes, Rachel. So if you are looking for specific help, as Leonie always says, she will reach out to you and work with you on an individual basis, because we've got to be very, very mindful. We are not doctors. We cannot make recommendations in that sort of sphere in the public. So we need to work with you on an individual basis. So, and we're happy to do that. Absolutely. So Rachel, you want to have your card read. Okay, let me see what we've got. Okay, awesome. Let me just mix those up and see what we come up with for you, Rachel. This is the card that I've got, and it says, I ignite the liberators. So let's see what it says on the back, okay? Your work that you do is more than just a business, okay? Your work is calling. Now, Rachel, I don't know what work you do, but this is the card that you've drawn. So your work is a calling and part of your personal quest for joy. Never forget that you are doing more than working to create an income, for truly, it is always more than that. Look around. There are so many humans that are broken, lost, trapped, and forgotten. Your work exists to help the helpless and bring hope to the hopeless. You are engaged in a personal quest to make a difference in big ways. So Rachel, what sort of work do you do? Seeing that obviously we can't have a conversation, but maybe pop that in there. So let's have a look at the oil. So the oil for that is the metabolic blend, or in Australia it's called Smart and Sassy. And for those of you who've joined us from overseas, it's called Slim and Sassy in other parts of the world. And Smart and Sassy, it fires up your creativity and fortitude for the committed leader. It leads the individual into self-love when pursuing big dreams. It urges patience for those that crave growth now. But Smart and Sassy, the metabolic blend, is so much more than that. It, helps us to work on certain, different areas. So you're doing healing work. Absolutely, Rachel. So that card is spoken out to you to really just keep being inspired and, inspire others. So let me look if I can find metabolic blend. Oh, it's not in here in this one. Let me see. Magda, in the absence of sound, maybe if you want to put your wisdom into the chat and then I can read it out, that might be a way to go. Smart and Sassy, it's all about inner beauty. All right. So in case you think that we're terribly smart, we're actually not. No, we're kind of smart, but we're very smart at finding information. Okay. So this is a beautiful book that I really would recommend. It's called Emotions and Essential Oils. It's a gorgeous book. Rachel, I don't know if you have it, but it is absolutely, amazing. So it's Smart and Sassy supports physical aspects of weight loss. It's a blend to address emotional patterns which underlie and contribute to one's weight. So I don't know whether you're on that journey. I have to be honest, for me personally, it's something that I use every morning. I put it into a beautiful carrier oil, and then I put it over those dimpled thighs of mine. So here we are, I'm owning up for dimpled thighs. But it's awesome, right? It just really works with these sort of things. So that's fantastic. Individuals in need of Smart and Sassy may set strict standards for themselves in diet or weight loss programs. They believe that by denying themselves dietary pleasures and controlling their bodies, they will force their desired results. Instead, their punitive withholding is met with whiplash from the body as it desperately seeks to survive. So sometimes when we do that, right, you sort of get down to eating one lettuce leaf and an egg a day, thinking, great, I've got this conquered. That's not the story. And if you want to join me personally on a class that I'm going to be running, I'm going to be talking about some of the aspects that I've discovered just recently on my own journey, on my own healing journey. I'm happy to explore that and come and join me, because there are some very interesting things that I found, changes that I have made that have really had nothing to do with the portions of the food, but what the foods are. So very interesting what I've discovered. But anyway, so Rachel, I don't know, you're on that journey too. There we go. Perfect card for you then, right? And what have we got? So Smart and Sassy is that gorgeous combination of grapefruit, of ginger, of peppermint, of lemon, and I've missed out on one. Cinnamon, thank you. Cinnamon, absolutely. So it is beautiful. So Rachel, just jump onto my page, the Oily Tribe with Barrett, and I will pop that event up shortly. I'm just trying to find a gap in my diary. So yes, okay. So boundaries. So maybe those sort of things are boundaries as well. Boundaries about, the way, what sort of foods we're eating, and boundaries that we establish around ourselves of things that we won't allow into our body, onto our body, and around our body. And Magda, it is such a pity that we can't hear you. They can hear you now. I have no idea whether they can or not. But anyway, so they can hear you. That's awesome. So Magda, in the absence of me being able to hear you, why don't you share something? We're talking about boundaries. What comes to your mind when we're talking about boundaries? sound. Oh, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. Anyway, we might have to find a different platform. I think this platform, we've had this before, has just been disastrous. So anyway, I'm so sorry. This is ridiculous. What Magda and I are running a beautiful class on Saturday, the 17th of October at 3:30. And it is all about cleansing, or cleaning, I should say, making sure that we don't have these overly toxic products, in our life. And in fact, we're going to show you some really super simple recipes of what you can do and how you can use the essential oils to help you make up, excuse me, the necessary cleaning products that we use, that we need. We need something in our dishwasher, we need something in our washing machine, we need something to clean our floors and those kind of things. So because we're talking about boundaries, so that's clearly establishing a boundary of things that we do not allow into our space. So we do not allow domestos into our space. We do not allow Windex into our space. And I'm naming them because I want to shame them, really, because they've got disgusting chemicals in them, which are no good on our human bodies. So we are setting a clear boundary that we don't allow those things in. But we also need to show you what can you do, because you still want to have clean toilets, right? So that's what we're going to be doing, sharing with you at 3:30.
Let's see if
on
people can hear me
the
now.
17th. So
because I have a
still
little
can't
light
hear
on my
you, still can't hear you. Oh my gosh.
I
All right.
have a,
So then the other thing with boundaries I wanted to chat about was when we've got these energy vampires, these people that suck the energy out of you, right? Does that happen to you? Pop a comment in if you're on that, if someone is like that is in your space. What can you do to keep them out of your space? And there's some beautiful oils again that we can use, which, hang on, I'm just meant to actually get out. See how prepared I am. So what we can use is we can use some oils like On Guard. That is a beautiful oil to use. Let me just turn that around so you can actually see that. There we go. On Guard. And On Guard is called our protective blend. And when we're using it for a boundary kind of effect, what we do is we just pop a few drops into our hand, and then we just rub our hands together really vigorously, and then you just put it all around you just like this. All right, so you're not actually touching your body as such, you're just putting it around your auric field. Okay, and you just keep doing that. That's just beautiful. And so you just have this oil now, this oil there to protect you. You can do the same with tea tree oil, which clearly establishes energetic boundaries. You can also do that with our blend called Terra Armor. Now, the weather is getting better. I know that in Melbourne you're having a tough time right now, but I do believe you had 28 degrees on Saturday. So I gave you just a hint of what good stuff is on the way. Okay, so the mozzies are going to come out too, right? So Terra Armor is actually there as an insect repellent, which is fantastic. But what we're doing with that is we're repelling something coming at us. We're repelling something that's going to bite us. So if you think of it in that way, that something from the outside is going to be warded off, then we can use it in that sense as well to ward other people off. So Terra Armor works really well. Great for mozzies, amazing. You can supercharge it with a little bit of lemon, eucalyptus, or citronella oil even. Or you can use tea tree oil, or we can use our On Guard, which is our protective blend anyway. Now, let me read some on the tea tree oil, right, from our good book again, which is awesome. And it's the oil of energetic boundaries. So when I say energetic boundaries, sometimes I've gone out with people, maybe and met them, for a hot chocolate or something, and we meet in a cafe, and they're just going nip 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 the whole time, right? You can't even get a word in edgewise, and you come away thinking, well, that was a great catch up, and they're just being sort of at you, or it could be maybe a partner who just energetically maybe demotivates you, puts you down, and doesn't build you up, doesn't motivate you, doesn't share things with you, doesn't share your journey with you, that kind of thing. So It could be your kids constantly, when they're little, okay, that's their job. But, sometimes we have teenagers that keep doing the same thing and you just think, well, hang on a minute, think this one out for yourself. So that's when we need a little bit of tea tree oil, and you can apply it exactly the same way that I mentioned just before. So here it says about tea tree that it's a disinfectant by nature, so that's really good, but it clears negative energetic baggage. It specifically releases codependent and parasitic relationships. These toxic relationships may be with people, microorganisms in the physical body, or spiritual beings. So individuals may feel drained of life force and energy, but they may not be consciously aware of the source of this energy leakage. Tea tree helps break the negative ties in these kinds of relationships so that new healthy connections may be formed that honor one's personal space and boundaries. So bring more tea tree oil into your life, my friends. Absolutely. So let me just go back and check who is going to get their card read next. Hello, hello. Nikki. Actually, let me just, while I just go through. Nikki. Samantha. You're diffusing lavender, frankincense, and easy air, Jodie Ann. That's awesome. Yum. Julie. Jodie Ann. Then I don't miss anybody out. So can we hear Magda now or not? Rachel, you're in Hawaii. Oh, you lucky thing. How wonderful. You really need to restart with doTERRA. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely something. Bring things into you. Life will actually, will move on for you. It will shift for you. So that sounds good.
I believe people can hear me now.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Rachel. It's just a pity that we can't work out technology. Anyway, we can cope. We'll just boldly march on. Okay, that's what we just do. So let's see what we can pick for you, Nikki. Oh, Nikki, I hope you're ready for this. I choose to have fun. That is so cool. It's such a gorgeous card. So Rachel, you can hear Magda now. Magda, do you want to take that card on? I choose to have fun.
Yes, let me just find it in my pile here.
It's crazy.
I choose to have fun. Here we are. This is a wonderful card. Okay, so you're choosing to have fun. Oh, the oils in for this one are really exciting. But so again, not sure what you do exactly, but whatever it is that you're doing, say you're working or you're growing a business, you can choose to have a blast, okay? So when you choose to make it so, it can be hard or stressful and overwhelming and crazy, but you don't have to choose that, okay? So choosing to have fun is a conscious thing. What experiences do you deliberately choose? If you're not having fun in your work and your business, you're not really sharing your brilliance. Okay, so what needs to shift is not the business itself, but how you play within that business. So you're in that business or you do that work because you have a special gift and a special talent in that area. And if you're not having fun, it's because you're not exercising that special gift or that special talent. So, do you know what crazy fun is? Have you ever experienced crazy fun? Can you remember what it was like to be a child and have that kind of liberating fun, that fun that has no boundaries? So we're talking about boundaries, a sense of boundaries. So the kind of fun where you really shine who you are, something that really speaks to your heart, that gives you real joy. Focus on to do as a child that you no longer do, something that really brought you joy. It could be something really small. It could be drawing or painting. It could be skipping. It could be, I'm trying to think about the kinds of things that I did when I was a child. I actually used to love making my own perfumes. So I'm exactly in the right arena with my doTERRA essential oils, because I mix them up and create scents that I know will give me the desired emotional and physical outcomes as well. What else do we have here? Focus on what you love and what lights your fire. Dance to that place. Your heart has the answers in them, and that is in it, and that's the key. So I think that's something that we don't really do. We don't listen to our hearts enough. And I think that particularly in times like this, when we have these very restricting boundaries, we kind of shut in and we build those boundaries around our heart. So let's open them up. And for you particularly, or for everyone actually, it is time to try and find fun within the constraints that we have upon us. It doesn't mean that we need to shut down. So the oils for you to fuel your joy are wild orange. I absolutely love that oil. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But wild orange invokes play and fun forward, so that you can infuse joy into everything that you do. And it suggests that there is an abundant flow of joy and all other good things in life. And it reminds you that your soul is there to delight in any circumstances. And the next one for you is the comforting blend. And the comforting blend is, it's time for you to let go of your boundaries. And let go of your burdens. So this card is very apt for today. And receive, what does it say here? Receive the healing that's available to everyone. Acts like a glue for the broken heart, and assists in the weary creator in remembering joy and wholeness. So those are amazing oils for you. So just going to wild orange on an emotional level. Wild orange is actually the oil of abundance and joy. So I will revert to the book that Barrett was telling us about here, and I will read you a little bit about wild orange. It's one of our most popular oils, actually, I have to say. And I like to mix citrus pretty much with a lot of oils, especially when I'm diffusing them. Abundance, it addresses a wide variety of emotional issues, inspires abundance, fosters creativity, and supports a positive mood. Wild orange also reconnects individuals with their inner child and brings spontaneity, fun, joy, and playfulness into one's life. I think that everybody needs wild orange, right? Doesn't everybody need wild orange? Absolutely, yeah. So if you're feeling any of these negative emotions at any time, scarcity, over serious, rigid, dull, workaholic, lacking in energy, discouraged, hoarding, or envious, you need wild orange in your life. All right, so you will feel more abundant. It will bring out your sense of humor. You can't help but smile. I think with the citrus oils, because I always think about them in the sunshine. That's where citrus really, blossoms and grows and does best in countries where there is a lot of sunshine. They look up to the sun. So when you use a citrus oil like wild orange in whatever way, you start to shine. Your energy starts to shine. Your joyous energy starts to shine. So I actually recommend that for everybody. Okay, I think I can pass back to Barrett now. What do we want to talk about next, Barrett? How about, let me just message Barrett because she can't actually hear what I'm saying. Let's talk about another energetic boundary oil.
Awesome. Thank you. I think what we might do. No, I'm just following it just now. So There is a little bit of a delay, but it's all good. So, I think we might do another card reading. What do you reckon? Samantha, you're next. All right, so here we go with the card for Samantha. Oh, Samantha, this is a good one too. The cards are so good, aren't they? And it is, oops, hang on, there we go. I celebrate all my wins. And it says here that all too often we focus on the negatives rather than honoring what we are doing and letting everything we do be fueled with joy. So celebrate your wins. How often do we not do that? So how often do we not actually celebrate the little things? You know, sometimes we go for the big goals or the big achievements, but we actually forget to celebrate the little increments along the way that actually get us there. And I think that is so, you know, so important. And you know, I think it's fantastic to do that and to really actually earmark that. So here we go. So celebrate your wins and grow your business in joy. Joy makes things so much better. And Magda explained using wild orange to really fuel that joy. I mean, it just puts a smile on my dial. I just love wild orange. It's just amazing. And it's interesting when I wear it, how everybody comments on it, you know, and also does it with a smile. And so it's a favorite trick of mine, just to put a couple of drops, you know, just to sort of, you know, in my hand, and I put it around my ears, and then, you know, go out somewhere and just see and observe what people are doing. Even if I go shopping or stand at the post office in the queue, you know, those sort of things. And you will hear, and you can also see people. You can see their heads slightly shake. Oh, what is that? You know, I think most people understand the smell, the aroma of wild orange. So absolutely, and it's definitely a joyful oil. So lean into accomplishment energy to maximize and support your success. So Samantha, I don't know what you are or what you're up to, what you're doing, but here we go. So speak confidently about all your wins, big and small. And I think, isn't that just something that perhaps as women we are really notoriously bad at doing? I don't think that we blow our own trumpet. It's just something weird. And I think that's something that we need to learn to overcome, because, you know, well, if you've had a win and an accomplishment, why not talk about it? You know, it's just wonderful. So speak confidently about all your wins, big and small. No need to overanalyze. Just speak your awesome truth. So the oils that are with this are myrrh and spearmint. And spearmint is really interesting because we often use spearmint to allow you to speak. You know, I have few people who I've kind of coerced into maybe doing some presentations, right? Gently encourage them to do that, and they'll be freaking out beforehand. It's okay, let's put some oils on to help you with that. And spearmint is one of those, because it allows you just to kind of open up and speak, and you know, speak from the heart, and just, you know, share your truth, and do it in a confident manner, and do it in a kind manner and in a gentle manner. So that's really beautiful. And myrrh is an oil that really nurtures. Myrrh is that oil that's very much connected to the mother. It nurtures the soul, so individuals feel loved. It promotes safety in vulnerable situations. It's a divine invitation to experience wholeness and belonging on this earth. And we're talking about boundaries today. Sometimes there are some boundaries that you may not feel, you know, sometimes you need to put boundaries in place to create your own safe space. And I think myrrh is very much the oil there to nurture you to, you know, to do that. So Samantha, some myrrh and some spearmint into your life. So I hope that has answered, you know, some of your your questions, that you've had, today. Magda, seeing that they can hear you, can you maybe add some other things to these oils, to this card?
I think that I put a comment in in the chat there saying that too often we celebrate others before we celebrate ourselves. So I think that with spearmint certainly, that will encourage you to speak up for yourself, and speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to shine your light. Everyone has a light, and each light is a different color. Each light's going to appeal maybe to different audiences, but the fact of the matter is that it is actually there. So don't be afraid to bring it out and celebrate your wins. And as you said, they could be small. You can celebrate with yourself, you can celebrate with others, and I think as a society, I think we are quite we don't go out. I mean, we're not as brash as some other cultures that we go out and celebrate and talk about ourselves. And that's not really what I'm saying. Don't go out and sort of be boastful or anything like that. It's all about having the confidence of knowing that you have something of value to celebrate with others and to show them that you are worthy. And that's really what it's all about, because I think a lot of people just don't see their own worth. And by celebrating your little wins, you are really showing people your value and showing yourself, which is super important.
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Magda. Magda, can you think of some other oils that we can use for boundaries? What are some other oils that come to your mind?
Well, I always think about Terra Armour. So that is the blend that you mentioned earlier, Barrett, to do with insect repellent. So Terra Armour is a wonderful blend. Yes, it is an insect repelling blend, but if something's really bugging you, or if someone is really bugging you, okay, you can use the insect repellent blend. Now, unlike many other insect repellents, it doesn't have that horrible toxic kind of scent to it, because it's made naturally. It actually has, I believe there's something like 12 different oils in the Terra Armour blend. And I'm just going to flick to the Terra Armour section in the book. Terra Armour is known as the oil of shielding. So that's on an emotional level as well as on a physical level, okay? So obviously on a physical level, it's going to be repelling all those things that are flying in the air that want to attack you. but on an emotional level, it's doing exactly the same thing. I actually absolutely love the way that the essential oils weave in and out of the physical and the emotional realms in a very kind of connected way. So when we're talking about shielding, we can talk about shielding on a physical and an emotional level. So it's got in it, amongst other oils, it's got ylang ylang, it's got nutka oil, which we don't have as a single oil, only available in this blend. Cedarwood, catnip, again, not available as a single oil. Lemon eucalyptus, Litsea, and vanilla, which is actually not an oil, it's an absolute, but we won't go into that now. It's just there to give it a scent. And arbor vitae. Arbor vitae is a really interesting oil. We might talk about that one too. And Terra Armour was formulated originally as an insect repellent, but it also offers us so much more. It's a blend that helps individuals stay calm. So on a physical level, if you use Terra Armour, once you have been bitten by an insect, it will calm that bite down. And on an emotional level, it will do exactly the same thing. So it will help calm you. You never really think about Terra Armour as being a calming blend, but it really is. It strengthens the protective shield around your body, helping you to feel safe, especially important for children and adults who unconsciously merge with other people's energy. It's actually a fantastic oil for children because last thing we want to be doing is putting those toxic chemicals onto our children's skin. The skin is the largest organ of the body, as you know, and anything you put onto your skin is going to be absorbed into your systems and will put a strain on your liver, your endocrine system, your kidneys, all of that sort of thing. So you really don't want to be, you want to be minimizing what you do put on your skin that does contain chemicals. Sometimes it's unavoidable, particularly at night, because if you think about it, you're then going to be lying in bed with whatever it is that you've put on your skin for the next 8 hours without washing it off. So particularly important when you have young little ones, right? So what else? Babies and young children are especially susceptible to trying to carry loved ones' feelings for them, as they struggle to know which emotions are theirs and which belong to other people. So that's really quite interesting. This blend can assist individuals in separating their own energy from others because of its shielding nature. So when we're saying about how you don't want people coming in and sucking away your energy, taking away your glory, taking away your light, not allowing you to celebrate yourself, Terra Armour is the oil for that. So if you're feeling unprotected or under attack or defenseless, and you don't have good boundaries, then Terra Armour is something that is really going to help you be courageous, be confident, be safe, and have strong boundaries. So Terra Armour comes in a spray. It's one of the few blends that does come in a spray. Actually, it's the only blend that comes in a spray, because the other spray that I'm thinking of is On Guard. Maybe we'll talk about that next, because On Guard is our protective blend. And On Guard comes in a sanitizing mist spray. So you can use it as a spray, or you can put it in your diffuser, or you can mix it in with any kind of base oil or body lotion and apply that as well. Yeah, so I think that's really all. And maybe we can either talk about another oil or draw another card. We've got 15 minutes left. How exciting.
There is such a delay on the line. I don't know what this is going to sound like later on as a replay, but it's amazing. Thank you, Magda. That's amazing information on Terra Armour, and I just love working with people like Magda. It's so fun to to collaborate and to just meld the knowledge. And Magda is the one who knows the toxins inside out. So when it comes to the next workshop that we're going to do, it's going to be awesome to be working together. Jodie Ann, what am I drinking? It's my little liter jar of water with some lemon slices in it and some lemon oil and some of the endocrine oil. So I was a little bit rushed this morning. A bit late with this. I normally have this way under my belt already, so I'm catching up. So that's my liter of water, and then I know that I've already got a liter done and dusted, and my system is nicely flushed. So what we're going to do is, I'm just having a look at the time. We'll just, I'll get Magda to talk about On Guard later on, so you can prep for that, Magda. But I'll draw another card. How's that? So Julie, this is for you. So let's see what we've got for you. These cards are gorgeous. Have a look. I think it's just fueledwithjoy.com. And I'll put that website in there earlier on. So if you want to get your own. There we go. So Julie, I allow my gifts to shine forth. I allow my gifts to shine forth. So you have a secret source that is ready to unfold and bless the world. Julie, what's holding you back? Bring it out. Let it flow. Just bring it out. Every single person has a beautiful gift that is not meant to stay hidden. So Julie, I don't know what your situation is like, but girl, get out there and do it. There is no joy in hiding your light from the world. Joy comes from being seen and using your gifts in creative and meaningful ways. We are each so very special. And I think sometimes we just go into sort of a bit of a funk and we think that we haven't got anything to offer. And I truly believe that we have been put on this earth, for a purpose, on purpose for a purpose. So, let us see what you have. Julie, bring it out, So please stop hiding and be brave. You are like a peacock, regal, colorful, and naturally making a statement wherever you go. You can't hide that kind of brilliance, no matter how hard you try. So you might as well allow your gifts to shine forth. It's time to start acting like the beautiful creature you are and shine, baby. Bring it out, okay? Now, your oil is amazing. It is our Saluval. And for our non-Australian friends, it is Immortelle, which is an exquisite blend of the most precious oils. We've got rose, we've got sandalwood, we've got myrrh, frankincense, helichrysum, lavender in there. So we've got an amazing, beautiful blend. Use it as an anti-aging blend, but also use it as a blend to really let your vibration rise, to let your vibration uplift, because there's rose in there, and that vibration of rose is at 320 megahertz. It's massive. And we operate between 68 and 72 megahertz, I believe. So rose is going to suck you out of whatever vacuum you might be in, and it's really, really going to make you shine brightly. So it is beautiful. I'm going to read another card now. Jodie Ann, you wanted one, and I'll need to put Fiona. I've got Fiona on the list. You're in a real funk, Julie. Well, there you go. Use the oils. If you haven't got the oils already, we'll make a comment, and we'll make sure that you have a chat with Leonie. She can do a sense of exploration with you to help you get hold of what oils you need. All right, so Jodie Ann, it is safe for me to play big. It is safe for me to play big. Have you been playing small, Jodie Ann? Or, what have you been doing? Playing small doesn't serve you or your people. Don't deny others or yourself the joy of seeing you rock on the stage of life. You were meant to stand out in your own unique way. So again, you have got something to offer. Let's just burst out and, let the rest of the world see. It might be scary while you're doing it, but you will look back in gratitude for the times you dare to play outside your comfort zone. And we often say that the magic happens outside of the comfort zone. You can play small all your life. And I think it would be one of life's biggest regrets to get to those final moments thinking, if only I had. It's time to play now. So just do it. It's amazing. So it's a brilliant oil, and actually it's a very interesting oil as well. Clove oil. Clove, we can actually use that for protection as well. So clove, the catalyst oil for releasing previous failures. It stresses the importance of healthy boundaries. It empowers eager individuals that are ready for change. So often we hold ourselves back because we feel that whatever we have done in the past that has had perhaps a not so good result, that is also going to be projected then into the future. And I think we just have to learn that that is not necessarily so. So whatever happened in the past that might have created that sort of failure and maybe that situation, there is no goodly reason why that should happen in the future again. Okay, so sometimes we need to take a little bit of a risk and actually just jump jump forward. Both feet on the ground, just go forth and just do it. So your future includes authentic moments where your voice must be heard to wake up another soul, experiences when people crave your expertise, relationships where you must show up like the big light you are. People are waiting for you, Jodie Ann. They're desperately wanting to hear from you. They want to feel you. They want to have interactions with you. Just go out and touch those lives. We sometimes underestimate the impact that we can have personally on other people's lives. So it is totally safe to play big. And lavender oil is the other oil that's suggested because oil is the oil of communication. It allows you to communicate with safety, with truth, with authenticity. And you come truly from the heart when you apply lavender and to speak. And that will give you the confidence to then, play big, as well. So Jodie Ann, I hope that helped. Fantastic. All right. So, Magda, do you want to share some knowledge on guard, please? That would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Well, On Guard, what can I say? It's probably the most popular blend in the whole of the doTERRA collection. So much so that there are, I think, 11 or 12 products that contain the On Guard blend. I like to call it the On Guard Army. And the On Guard Army is there to protect you very much on a physical level, but also as we want to talk about more today on a spiritual and emotional level as well. So just touching on the physical level, it basically contains a blend of wild orange, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So the smell is quite Christmassy. But each of those oils are excellent for protection. Okay, so we want to protect the surfaces in our kitchen, and we want to protect the surfaces on our floors. We want to protect the air that we breathe in, so we would be diffusing that. We want to protect our hands. That's why it comes in a sanitizing mist as well. Anyway, let's get into the emotional side of it. So it is the oil of protection. That's what it's actually called, the protective blend. This combination of oils are generally used to shield individuals from bacteria, mold, and viruses. This blend protects. Blend's protective properties, however, extend beyond the physical level by aiding individuals in warding off energetic parasites. So really powerful from that point of view, and dominating personalities and other negative influences. On Guard strengthens one's immune system, so it is a great one for helping you helping you fight for yourself, and as well as your immune system, because that it governs our ability to defend against attacks from physical pathogens and also negative emotions, negative energies. On Guard is incredibly helpful for strengthening the inner self, along with inner resolve to stand up for oneself and live in integrity, which is what we were talking about, especially indicated for people who have a weakened boundary due to some kind of perpetual violation of their personal space. So if you have ever suffered any kind of abuse, and I guess in some form we all have, and it's all kind of relative to our own circumstances, On Guard is definitely going to help protect you on that emotional level. It cuts away unhealthy connections such as codependency, parasitic relationships, or emotional viruses found in negative group thought, and assists individuals in learning to stand up for themselves and live in integrity with their true self. So everything is linked. Everything that we talked about today is linked. Celebrating your wins and being true to yourself, not letting other people take away your energy, not letting other people take away your glory, not letting letting other people come before you. you need to protect yourself, and you need to not be afraid that you are going to get energetically, perhaps hurt with On Guard Protective Blend. That will certainly assist you. I think that if the key thing about On Guard would be really that it helps you draw those energetic boundaries, healthy energetic boundaries, and help you feel protected, capable, independent, and strengthened. So again, as with all of the oils, it is great to diffuse it. I actually love diffusing it. I've got it in my diffuser right now with wild orange. I love to diffuse it with wild orange. You can also put it, if you want, in just a toothpick, because it's got that cinnamon oil, which is super hot. So you can dip a toothpick into the bottle, put the toothpick into a cup, and then make yourself a cup of warm tea. So that will be very good for your immune system as well. And it's not an oil that I would necessarily apply topically to my body, because it is one of those very, very hot oils. However, if I need it, if I've got any kind of or anything like that, I will apply it topically. But I have to say, it's not probably one of the top ones that I go for topically. We also have it. I was talking about the On Guard Army, so I'll just touch on that very quickly. We've got I talked about the sanitizing mist. We've also got hand washing. We've got a floor cleaner concentrate. We've got a toothpaste. We've got a mouthwash. We've got beadlets, which is 1/4 of a drop of essential oil in a little gelatin capsule, which is really good for protecting your throat and your airways. Yeah, I think that's about it. Now I better hand over to Berit, because we've only got a few minutes left.
Thank you, Magda. That was awesome. Brilliant. There's so much to learn about the oils, and that's the fun, and that's why we commend you for being here, because it is such a huge arena. I mean, we have so many oils, obviously, that we could talk about, endlessly. But as Magda mentioned earlier on, it's the beautiful interplay between what they can do to our body physiologically, and I've shared a lot about the chemistry of the oils and things like that in the past. And it's how we bring in, the emotional and the mental and the effect that it has. And I think whatever we do, often, if we're talking about physical things, very often we find that, that has got an emotional link, that it's, the emotions that we need to heal. It's the emotions that we need to protect and look after, because that will help us for our, mental, our spiritual, and our emotional well-being. And that translates then into our physical well-being and physical health as well. So, my friends, it is time to say goodbye. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get to you, Fiona, Layla, Jody, Karen, and Casey. We were just out of time, and it wasn't helped today at all with the technical difficulties, but we kind of worked around that. Magda, my dear friend, I love you heaps. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing this space with me. 7th of October, look out. Magda and I are going to be dancing across your screen again in her kitchen, and we're going to be showing you how you can make some beautiful cleaning products that are cheap to make, that are super duper easy to make as well. And when you see how easy they are to make, I hope we can inspire you that you're going to rush out and make these for yourself. So from a beautiful sunny Gold Coast, we send our love to you wherever you are in the world, and we hope that you have a brilliant evening, have a brilliant day, and we will see you next week. Ciao for now. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.